Hello and welcome to Wallybois. Well, the Mrs. Karen saw me, she did. She says, Henry is dead. Poor Henry. Well, this has been used as a shop vac at times, but generally the Missus uses it in the house. And it's getting on a bit. Henry must be, about 26 years old now? Something like that. Around 24 to 26. Yeah, about around 25 years old. So it's getting on a bit, and I've fixed them several times. Including the handle needs to be replaced, because it's, that's kind of broken as well. A little bit on the end is broken off. I've already fixed that. Yeah, you can buy a new handle and just stick it on. But it's, it's broken. I don't know what's wrong with it. Now, I've fixed it so many times before. I've got an idea what it might be. But when we plug it in, nothing happens at all. Nothing there. So it could be the cable. It could be the brushes. It could be a multitude of things. Oh, sorry that. Pull the camera with the cable. So it could be all sorts of things. But we'll see. And proof will be in the pudding. So what we're going to do, we're going to eliminate a few things first. But to do that, I need to take it to pieces. Poor Henry. It's a dissection of Henry. Anyway, I hope you're well. And Happy New Year. I'm just double checking. That's all there. We're streaming. That's good. That's good. There we go. It says it's an excellent connection. Let's get the chat up on here so I can see it. Yeah, so it's quite sad really because it's been in the family for a very long time. So if I can resurrect it, give it another lease of life, well then we will do so. Let's just pause that. I just want the chat. There we go. Hello, Bernard. I hope you're well. So we've got the chat up. The chat is up, as we can see. So I don't expect there to be a lot of people here, but there you go. Say the V. I'm still going to do it anyway. And on the other channel, we will be going live. I might even go live this Sunday on the other channel, starting my crazy idea regarding sketching and talking about crazy politics at the same time. We'll see what we do. But I've also got family over as well, so we'll see what happens with that. And I've also got a video going live today as well. So here's Henry. That's his body. Don't need his body, we need his brains. So I'll put the body over here, away for the moment. And there's his brains. Well, nothing's happening when we turn it on. I can prove it if you like. This is when I plug it in and it sparks or something horrible like that. Well, let's see. It might work though, now I've said that. Either way, I'm taking it apart. Nothing there. Nothing there at all. So it could just be the switch. It could be a broken wire. It could be anything. And see how the missus carts it about. It'll probably be a broken wire, but we'll see. If it is, we'll fix it. Not exactly woodworking, I know, and I just hit my head on the microphone. That's a silly thing to do. Let's put a bit of iron. There you go. Stay. Right. So first of all, let's remove some screws. I've got a magnetic dish here, so I can put the screws in my magnetic dish. So I'm going to blow the old airline around, which I will do. It don't end up losing, blowing the screws away. Don't want to do that. Oh, how you doing, buddy? Afternoon to you too. I loved my Henry, says Lefty Boater. I got one donkeys years ago when I ran the pub. And he's still going strong and he's enjoying boat life. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear it, that Henry's enjoying life on a boat. You know, it'll be quicker if I use a battery drill, won't it? If I'll go in there, that is. Will it reach the screws? Oh, might do. Oh, yes. That's the way to do it. Right, it's unplugged, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so I'll remove it. Now, if I remember rightly, there's this piece here, which is like the little guide thing for the... That can fall out. There's other bits that can fall out as well. And these bits here fall out as well. The clamps on the sides. It's looking really tight. Oh, we do have a George as well, actually, which is one of my shop vacs. This one's actually reused in the house. But I keep fixing it, and it keeps going and going like so. Must be around 25 years old, maybe 26. Mrs. will remember. She'll know. I picked this up with my son. He was 5 at the time, so how old? Yeah, it must be 26 years old then. Crikey. How many vacuum cleaners last that long? I know Dyson certainly won't. Well, there's a big thing, that's going there. Come on, switch them apart. Come off there. It's going to come off there. Falling apart on me now. Yeah, that's the guide bit that's come off there. That should just fall off. Is that not unscrewed properly? Ah. Obviously, if not. There we go. That is why. So just pull that off there, just hat. And quite a clever little design really regarding the recoil. But sometimes that's where the problem is. The it's like a couple of bent bits of metal that rub against the contact that creates the contact between this and the actual motor. Remove that on there. Yeah. He's looking there. There you go. See these two little things there. Oh, it's like a tune. Two little copper bits that make contact with these two contacts on top of the motor assembly. Oh, it's not a little bit. It needs a new capacitor. Oh, hang on. The wire's come off. Oh, that's not good. Oh, okay. The capacitor looks a bit manky. There. These little roller wheels for the recoil. So put them somewhere safe. Over there. Did the screws fall out for the top one? I don't know. Alright. So I don't think the cable's broken, and one way I can test that is with a meter. Put it on to alternating voltage, 250. And if I plug this in, oh dear. Put meter on there, if I've got voltage, just use a silly screwdriver like that one onto the positive. It's not lighting up. Try a different one. No, there's power there. Just make sure we've got a negative as well. Meter on. $230 volts. There we go, so show you. So we've got power here. So let's unplug that now, so it's safe. So it's not that. But there's a wire off for some reason. I don't know how that's happened. Hang on. That doesn't make any bloody sense. The wire's come off. I don't like the look of the capacitor, so we're going to change that. Not today, because I haven't got one here, but that will need changing. Again, that is the capacitor to the capacitor motor. No, it's just the capacitor to the power take off there. But this wire here has actually come off. Is that all it is? How come that's too short? Right, that don't make any sense. Why would that be too short? Something happened. The wire in here, that one there, has come off the switch. That one. It appears to be too short, which makes no sense whatsoever. Unless it's somehow it's pulled in with the motor maybe. So that should be on there. So maybe the cable's got pinched. Oh, that's a bit ominous. That's ominous. So what I'll do is I'll remove this section to release the motor. Going on. there's like foam all around the motor inside here. Now that bit's connected to that bit. That's connected to there. So which way around have I got to go? Get it right in my head now. So why is that too short? I think what's happened, this cable has got pinched somehow. This one here. And it's not pulled all the way through properly. I have the brushes, but while I'm at it, I'll have a look at the brushes. Because they have been replaced once before. Got fluff on it. No, the brushes are right. Oh, there we go. So, we'll put that back, make sure that's pulled through. Oh, there! Will it work? That is the question. That one there, and that one there. Now, so, make sure it's all right round. So, and now we've got the cable plenty long enough now. Okay. Well, that's what it looks like. It looks like to me that for some reason the wire wasn't on properly. It might be just simple as that. We'll see in a minute because I'll test it. Oh. Right, I'll put it back on. I don't like to look at this capacitor. Think of a capacitor like a battery. What does it holds a certain amount of current, usually nanofarads, back, and until it gets to a certain point and releases it all at once. It's kind of what a capacitor does. So it's a bit like a battery. Yeah, stores a bit, holds a bit of current back. And this one, I don't want to do it. I'll just photograph that, just in case I've got an old one. And it's 150 nanofarad. My phone, open up. Doctor said, keep taking the tablets, and the x-rays showed arthritis in spine. Oh no! I think I've got arthritis in the wrists. Well, that's not good. Right, so we'll just, handy thing with these phones, isn't it? You just take a picture of something that, and then you can see what's going on. Try not to create a shadow. There you go, that way. Right. Let's bring that over like so. The other side of it. There you go. So now I have a reference of it, which is very handy because now if I do need to order the capacitor, I can. Yeah, it's a bit gooey in there. That is kind of all I think that's happened with that. Is that all it is? It's nuts. That's all it is. Right, so I've got the little wheels. Got to put them. Mustn't forget to put these back. I was the spinning thing, but the cable won't work probably. So this might be a simple repair. It might not. I don't know. We'll see. It might be more intense than that. I'll put all the screws back there, that way. Got to be careful about your drill, not to go too crazy. Cross your threads because it's in plastic. I thought myself, oh no, I'll do this live. I suppose it really matters, doesn't it? Right, so there's an opportunity to clean that off on top there because it's got a bit of black carbon stuff. Right, so fine paper will clean that out. Perfect. Get 1200 grit. You think something like this, you know, we got friction like on two surfaces, you think they'd constantly be a problem, but they're not. I've never replaced it. I replaced the brushes once. Also, I've replaced something else. I replaced it as well. I can't remember what it was. The switch that had to be replaced. But no, you think this would be the problem? It's still got a bit of life in it. So this then sits on top of there, on top of that little spindle on there, and that's what transfers the power to the motor onto the system. Let me have this area half. But we've got to remember that we've got this bit down here. Come back, you. So here it is. But the Hoovers had, oh crikey, it's. I'd like to, in some ways it is replacing, but in other ways, I don't know if the new ones are as good as the old ones. I don't think they'd last as long. And my father-in-law used to work in a place called Cranes in Acle in Norfolk. And they used to fix these things, pneumatic Henrys and various other pneumatics. Where's that going? Where's that going in there? Come over there. Oh, just like that. Show. Well, hang on, I've got that wrong, haven't I? That goes on that bit. Aha! That's where it goes. Don't worry about that moment. What's it out? That's rolling on top of those wheels. It's a bit grindy, but it's, you know, a bit worse for wear, isn't it? So now, ooh, do I try it or do I not? It's off at the moment. Can you yank it out? No. So I need to prop it onto something on one side so it doesn't. We're going to test it. It might go bang. We'll see. Might triple the electric out and the internet go out and stuff. Turn that over a little bit more than that. But at the moment, there's nothing holding this down other than me. And the lid, obviously, would need to be screwed back on, but not one bit at the moment. I just want to, before I start going crazy, putting it all back together, I'll make sure it works. Then I might have an attempt at trying to fix the handle. If it does work, it is. That's off. Gold. A bit crap, a bit mad, really. Does it go bang? If it goes bang and all the internet goes off, well then, I'll say ta-ta. But otherwise, I'll carry on. Oh, it didn't go off yet. Right, hopefully it works. Hopefully that's all it was. I've got a stick. That's all it was. I put the wire come off. Is that it? That was a bit boring, wasn't it? The wire fell off. I think we can put it back together again. I thought we will do that. We'll fix the handle if we can. I can bodge that side. I might bodge that side. That was either that or I spent 12 quid on a new one. How tight am I? Needs must and all that. I actually had this apart not that long ago because it keep that explains why it was smoking. I bet it's that capacitor. So I will order another capacitor because I want to find that's why it's been smoking. Actually, it might have been smoking because that if you get a bad connection, the cable then just touching. Well, then that can cause it to smoke as well. Just trying to draw power where it can't. But where ends that? It goes on there like that. So that obviously goes in there like that. You reckon? Is that way up or is that way up? I think it's that way up. Okay, I think that's right. Is that right or not? I don't think I have. Let's just go the other way round. Nothing might go the other way round. Oh, there. Let's go that way or that way. It goes like that. Ah, there you go. That's on there. Like I said, it's been apart so many times, this thing. I say so many times, I make it sound like very unreliable. It is 26 years old. We didn't have the problems with it for a good long while. Right, for some reason it ain't gone down properly yet, but it might be the screws are poking through. It's causing that. Right, let's just turn it round. It might be the screws, because that ain't gone fully down yet. That's it. Right. Screws can actually come out, let's stay in. Put that on. Put one there. I don't want to get motors out for the old battery drill Obviously, you can, like I said, you can rip the threads out, and because it's been apart a few times, quite easy. Do that, that's fine. Right. Let's try it again then. Make sure it's still working. So the wire come off. Can you believe that? You know, how many times do you find these things get chucked onto a, on the scrap heap somewhere because the broken wire, quite often in the cables. Right. She'll be happy. That's it. I'm in the good books now. Fix Henry. Now let's see if we can fix the handle, shall we? Oh dear. Not every time. Every day you fix a Henry. Live doctor. 150 nanofarads will be for suppressing interference. Oh, interesting. So like radio interference, RF interference, I imagine. Then, yay, cheers, Bernard. Yeah, it seems to be working. The thing is, when you work and do kind of what I do, the amount of time you get things like jigsaws or drills, electric drills, and what have you, and the normal place for the cable to go, it's either at the plug or it's at this area here. Oh, yeah, there you go. God's sake, constantly bending here, you see, and they crack at this point, generally. Usually about here. So all you do is you take the drill apart, you bring the cable back in, I solder some new ends on, and then, it's a good one again. But that appears to be okay. Got a state of the poor old thing. It's had a hard life, can't you? So that ain't working. The handle ain't working. It's got no handle to lift it, which is a bit of a pain for the missus, really. Because obviously she needs a handle. She hasn't got a hug it, is she? Oh, come with me, Henry. Let's go do the stairs. Or something like that. Now, we had other hooves as well. We had this Vax battery thing. A bit like one of the Dyson Monsters or something called them. But brilliant thing. It really was a brilliant thing. But that had problems in its design. But this is so simple, aren't they? You know, like I said, we've got the George as well, which Caroline's probably using at the moment. Because I need to fix this one. Right, so how do I fix this? Now, I've still got the end in this case on this one. So I could use that if I'm going to try and fix it. What I could do is, I've got an idea. If I drill right through the middle of that and install, it could be a little rod, like a nail or something, through it, and fill this in here with araldite so the rod can't move that way. Might be a bit of a mad idea, but it could work. I'm always find out, isn't it? Let's do it. Let's give it a go, shall we? I think so. Battery drill bits. It's going to be a bit Heath Robinson. If it doesn't work, I'll do what I've done on the other end, because that did work. Alright, we need something to repair it with. What we got that's practical to use. That could be an old nail. I don't think a spring will help. What is that we can use? That might work. Actually, that would work. Something like this bolt here. It's had something like that, but slightly longer. That lengthens it as well. Then at the same time. We all like a bit more length, don't we? No? Okay. Okay, I'll shut up. That's perfect. Okay. This is actually from a French electric box. It's one of the screws these because they've got a strange way here. I say strange way. Socket boxes generally are round here in France. I mean, the double ones are an oval shape, but they have these little grappling things on the sides that hold it behind the plasterboard. I tend to do away with them. I just tend to put a block of wood in or something, nogging, to actually hold the box into place. It just makes so much more sense. I don't like relying on plasterboard. And this is one of the screws that's used for that purpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill through the middle of that, and probably through the end there, and then I'm going to place that in there like so. So then it's got some leverage on the edge. Just chuck it and get a new one. No, I want to try and fix it. I want to give it a go at least. So that's what we're going to do. And do I stick some advice? Maybe. Can you see my voice? Yeah, it's about. La da 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 da. Oh, show it. Lucky booter. Hello, hope you're well, buddy. just let you know, I will be doing my, hopefully this weekend, I'm going to be doing my live show on the other channel where I'm going to be doing drawing. I'll try and make it a regular thing again. The reason, various reasons why I haven't been doing videos. One, because I was a bit burnt out, to be honest, on the other channel. But also, I wasn't getting anywhere. I was not getting anywhere with it, so there was no growth. In fact, it was going backwards, so it was no point. So I need to try and find a solution. Is what I'm doing going to be the solution? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Now, one way of actually holding it would actually be heat a nail up and push it through. Would be probably a better idea. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to just bring it repair pliers. I don't want it to fall off, so I'm going to do it. So hold it in there. And we'll try and drill a hole through the middle of it where it falling off, hopefully. I'm through. It didn't fall off, so that's a good sign. So, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is nuts. So what I'm going to try and do... Oh, have I froze? Oh, that's moved again. That's alright. That was just my thingy. So I'm going to try and screw that in there like that. It's all a bit floppy. So through the hole like that, and out that hole there like that. Or that. Yeah. Oh, crikey, I've been busy on Twitter recently as well. Crikey, some stupid people out there. Including Elon Musk. He's a clever, stupid person, though. It's probably him. He appears to be morally corrupt. I'm getting that hole, so it's got some pressure there. That's doing it. What a bodge. There's no reason why it shouldn't work then. It's a little bit on the short side, really. A bit like me. Right. What we're going to do is, now I've got my screw in there, I want to araldite that so it's solid. The other way you could do it, you could literally use some soldering iron or something like that, and literally melt thermoplastic of one type or another into there, and that'll lock it off as well. I think I'm just going to use some araldite because I've got some. Does it stick there? That's a good point. That might not stick because it's plastic. Good point. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get my soldering on. I'm going to get my soldering on, which just happens to be just up there. Oh, I'm too short. I push it all the way to the back. I didn't see me do that. That's been a bit shocking. My bottom was coming out of my trousers. Wasn't a good sign. It really wasn't. Tuck myself back in again before you see something nasty. Don't see that. No. Oh, crikey. I know everyone says it every year. Oh, I must go on a diet. New Year's resolution. I've really got to do something. I've been so busy with all shorts, the other channel, and what have you, and it's just, as such, sitting in front of the computer too much. Right, I get the solder on. Heating up it is. So, I'll try to stick that back into place by melting it, basically. I don't know if araldite's going to work, because araldite don't stick plastic very well. No, especially flexible plastics like this. So I'll just pop out, and that's all be very good. You want to pop out, do you? Oh, God, stop the innuendo about. Stop it. Be a good boy. Right. So I can do with actually. Yeah. I'll get me on there. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. The other thing I could probably do is warming this up. I think what's happened over a period of time, I'm looking at the angles here, bottom there and bottom there. In time it's done that, splayed outwards. So a bit like a giraffe, you know, so the legs go out. So I need to warm it up maybe, and actually bring it in closer. So what I'll do is, I've got my heater here. So yeah, everything's to hand, this thing. I'll warm it up as well. Try and reduce the distance in between. But first, I'm going to, let's see now. There you go. Hello, Richard. I hope you're well, buddy. We've got Nick and Schmidt here as well. What Mark's doing? Well, you missed the fixing of Henry. I managed to fix it. All it was a wire off. So that was a bit uneventful. Yes, the wire on the back of the switches fell off, but also there was a problem with the one of the capacitors in there. Apparently it's interfering. So I need to replace that at some point. But it's working. I fixed it. It's mended. But now I'm gonna try and mend the handle because it's keeps falling off. And what's happened is, I think it's happened in a pair. So I'm looking at the angles here and there. It's sort of like that. So it's splayed. So we're going to try and warm that together. But also, the little knobbly bit on the end of the handle is broken. So I'm going to try and use a bit of heat and sort of kind of. I put a little screw through, which also levels it a little bit. I had to fix that in before, which worked quite well. So I want to do the same on this end. I know it's a bit of a bodge. And yes, I could just go and buy another handle. But it's kind of fun mending things. Sort of mending things. Not pretty. No. There's not, there's no getting away from that. It's definitely not pretty. It's all about function, you see. It's got to work. That's the point. I'm just using a bit of heat. What I'm doing is literally melting the plastic around the screw at the moment. I might see if I can find a little bit of thermoplastic I can use to melt into that space as well. I'm looking at there. Let me just try and melt that back together again. It's kind of how you fix plastic canoes. If you have a plastic canoe, they're like blow molded, like I call that stuff called that. It's almost like a polythene. You can actually use carrier bags to fix it with. If you get a hole in a plastic canoe, or you want to put a patch on, you can use the plastic of the obviously it must melt if it becomes thicker. From a carry bag to fix it, so it's possible. Done that before with a lighter on the side of a river. Yeah, so I used to canoe a lot at one time, and as part of the Sea Scouts, I've got my sort of 3-star, 4-star canoe. Anyway, it's a while ago. I can't remember, to be honest. I've still got a couple of canoes, but I don't, got three canoes. I haven't been for such a long while though. I've got one that I have on the back of the on the back a dagger on the back of the motorhome. But we ain't taken that out for a while either because of the lockdowns. So we'll get that CT this month, a bit of luck, so we can start taking it out. We might do some, out and about France. I might do some videos while we're out and about. I kind of accepted with the other channel that really I just got to just go with the flow really. And if the video doesn't do very well, doesn't do very well. Can't let you mustn't let it get to you. If you do, you just get depressed about it. I know I was getting quite down. Right. You've got to prioritise, haven't you? Right, so I'm gonna find a bit of plastic to use to fill that with. Oh, I wonder if tie wraps will work. Melt them in there. I found plastic. I won't be surprised. That's colour. It's irrelevant. These have gone brick, so these are useless. So, is that a thermoplastic? I think it is. Yes, it is. Excellent. What I'm going to do is keep filling that in there. I can see actually. We'll melt the cable. Oh, look at there. It's when next time I use this, I think, oh my god, what's that smell? Oh, it's burning plastic. Actually, it's not the best. Plastic. It's a bit on the temperature's a bit high on this one. Yeah, nasty. Ah. It could take ages to fill that with plastic. Of course, how do you do that? Let's try a lighter. Oh, yep. Maybe that's that one. God, smell. Smells of what? Oh, what? What smells of now? I'm literally just melting plastic into that, but like a candle. I know it's a bit crazy. Yeah. I'm quite looking forward to doing the live shows on the on All Shorts. Actually doing the sketch and that. I'm still learning because I haven't drawn for such a long time, like 30 odd years. Actually, I think it's before I met Mrs. Actually, drawn a little bit when I was with the mixers, but no, for a good long while. So it's one of them things. It's a bit like riding a bike. You kind of remember a lot of it, but not when you're doing it digitally. Because I'm drawing using a special, like a pen pad arrangement. Not like the iPad thing. It's like a tablet that extends your monitor on your computer, but you can draw on it. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. So I'm quite enjoying it. So it's good for the mind and soul and all that. So I was getting, like I say, I was getting really down with the channel and try to find solutions. At the end of the day, I've worked very hard at it, and it's like been like 2 years working on it, and it's kind of like when things start failing, you feel, oh, you feel like a failure yourself, don't you? I mean, when things don't work out. So I know it's partly because of me. So I need to do something that, I say partly because, of course, it could be, because at the end of the day, with YouTube, it's very easy for people like me to say, oh yeah, it's YouTube, they hate me, it's the algorithm. It's the algorithm. No, it's because the videos are shit. Pretty much. You know, and also I don't always stick at things. I'm a bit erratic. I'm all over the place, so it's kind of who I am. I'm like it in life as well. So it's I'm always doing stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one to sit around and do nothing. Definitely not. And I'm always doing stuff. But if things don't quite seem to be working out, or sometimes I think I try something new until I actually, even though I haven't really given the original idea enough time to see if it works or not. But I have to admit, I think a lot of my problem is me. You know, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And I'm quite opinionated on certain stuff, especially regarding the topic of the actual thing, especially Brexit. I'm very opinionated on, but I think logic just kind of overtakes there. Because I'm a lot of things. I tell you what I am. I do believe in logic, common sense. As a practical person who likes to fix and mend things and look for solutions, I do tend to, you know, I like to stick with the idea that instead of just too much speculation, I like a bit of reality, you know, to deal with things that feel real, you know, things I can understand, and things that make sense to me. And regarding Brexit, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, as far as I'm concerned. I know some people disagree, you know, but there you go. It's one of the things, isn't it? You know, I think we've got to live with it. I don't think there's any real solutions. Right, I kind of feel that. It looks nasty. Yeah, it looks very nasty, mate. But it's still hot and it's melting. It's all melted in there in a minute, bubbling away. So when it goes off, that go off like a bit of plastic, you know, like literally like this old tie wrap. I've used old sheet old tie wrap because those ones are rubbish. So use with something, and that'll be stuck to this plastic. Anyway, cool down, quick, cool down. So what does I give it a little spine? Not an arthritic spine, Bernard. No, it's a little spine. I bet you feel crazy, don't you? Can't help it though. Hello, who? Minor detail. Only to sniff it. Oh, someone talk about the toxic plastics and stuff that melt. Open heart surgery of a Henry Hoover. Not for those with a nervous disposition. Yeah. Turn it on while old contacts are sitting there. Yeah. First thing you have to do, you see, you have to check to see whether or not there was power getting to it. So while it's apart, there's two like little copper contacts, because the way this works, the wires in there, you see, and it's got two contacts that are on two like rings. It's like a friction kind of contact. Works a bit like a scared electric. So yeah, so I had to make sure there's power getting to that first before I could even consider if there's anything wrong with the motor. And then I found there's been wires just off. For some reason, the cable, or one of the cables that go to the motor with a spade connector on the end, just a little spade connector, some of it has worked its way back and pulled off the switch. So I just basically pulled the motor out and pushed the switch, pulled the cable out so some slack on it, put it back on the switch, and it worked. But I also did notice that the capacitor in there is overheating. That's probably why I've had a couple of issues. So we need to change that at some point, which we'll do. So that's rigid in there now. So that's rigid. That floppy bit, you know, my floppy bit is all rigid now. Yeah, you got excited, it did. But it's still, I'd put it. I'll get tape. That's a big rule. Let's get a rule. Not a ruler. No. A rule. So I'm going to measure between the two internal points here. And it's saying it's 155 millimetres. Is it old money now? And now we're going to need to bring that in a little bit. So it's got a bit of tension, a bit of pressure. Because when I put that on there like so, it looks to me that there's a big gap on either side of the handle here. So that can slide backwards and forwards and pop out again. Because when you pull on the handle, what happens is it sprays it outwards. So because of the weight of the hoover, especially if it's loaded up. So what I'll do is I'll warm this up to a point where I can squeeze it in a little bit. I know this is all. I know it seems crazy, doesn't it? That seems crazy. Why are you bothering with that one? Just get rid of it. Get another one. For one thing, I'm broke. Another thing, it feels like waste. You know? If I can fix it, I will. I know I say I'm broke. There's a lot of people worse off than me are. By miles. So keep that's my burn fingertips. That's what we do. Super glue for plastics, or even the good old Airfix polystyrene cement. Oh my god, that brings back memories. That stuff smelt, doesn't it? That's like dope it did. It melts and welds the plastic. Yeah, polystyrene cement. Good point. That's quite a rigid stuff. There's no flexibility in it. There's anything, is it? I'll try and bring that together. I'll tell you what I could do. Put a little clamp across there so I can keep holding it. That's not good. It's an idea. I think it's an idea. What do you do? This one or that one? See that works. A bit heavy. And I'll put that in front of there and prop it up. I want those to be just slightly pushed inwards a little bit. Alright, let's see if that works. Leave it there. Have a little chat. Just want to share while we're waiting. I've got my coffee and my lovely mug. Thank you, Geraldine. Or I need to speak to Geraldine. She's come off this board and she doesn't do politics and stuff anymore. But she used to work in the EU, you see. Geraldine. She was a lawyer. Solicitor or something. Anyway, she does legal stuff. That's right my face all that heat. Not lovely. This isn't woodworking. No, it's not, dude. I do apologise. No, it's not woodworking at all. Let's bring it down a little bit. It's called Bodging Henry. It was a shop vac at one point. Then went back in the house. I do have a George as well, though, which is one of our shop vacs. Basically, what it is that whenever I see something for sale, one of the for sale sites here in France, and people are selling them for silly cheap money, I'll go and buy it, knowing full well that I get through shop vacs. Now, my best solution for shop vac was when I fitted over there. I got a vortex thing. It's like a upside down road cone mounted on top of a plastic thing and a hoover from that. And what that does is it creates like a bit like the cyclonic effect you get with a Dyson. Cosplay, right in my face. Move it closer. Like the cyclonic effect you get from a Dyson. Let me that a bit. There you go. And it works really well, and it keeps the dust out of the Hoover itself, which makes them last longer. So it's usually a good idea. And that's what we need in ordinary Hoovers. Instead of bags and filters and stuff like that, we need one of these cyclonic things. I can show you the pipes off at the moment. If I twist you round, I can probably show you. Up there, can you see that blue contain on the wall? Up top of that, it's like I've got the pipes off at the moment. So I just emptied it. I'll put the pipe back on. But basically, the vacuum cleaner is actually in the room next door, and the pipe that comes from the top of it creates the vacuum. The pipe on the side is the one where it connects to my boom arm, which is there, and that goes to the Hoover, so I can, vacuum stuff up. But it works brilliantly. It works so well, and it's there's various makes on. One's a Dust Deputy, and the other one's there's various ones out there. It's become a bit of an industry standard now. But ordinary household vacuums should be made in a similar sort of way, really. Whereas the motor is secondary to the actual vacuum portion, instead of being like filters and stuff. You'd have filters as well, but they wouldn't get so much dust in them. And you wouldn't need bags. So that works. It really works well. Is that enough? Is it squeezing in or not? Not quite yet. It needs to get hot enough so it holds its shape. If only you sniff it. Oh, if only. It will also melt your brain, says Nico. Maybe time for a new one. Yes, it is time for a new one, Nico. It's about I think it's about around 25 years old, that old Henry. And I've fixed it a couple of times now, but it's still had a new tool set and stuff like that. But it's kind of part of the family now, you see. Yeah, we bought that when my son was 5. I remember going to pick it up from Allen and Bockham's. It was in Norwich, Allen and Bockham's, and it cost £100 back then. I think you can still buy about £100 now. Probably Chinese things now, but it was a really good machine. It's only a vacuum cleaner after all, but it certainly works. Heart surgery of a Henry Hoover. Try doing less than 10-minute vids max. Yeah, I just uploaded the video. I haven't scheduled it yet, but that's going to go on. It's about 8 minutes long, that one. So yeah, I know. But the problem is when I wing it, they end up being about 25-30 minutes long. So is it silly? I've got too much to say. It's not all good either. Not everything I say is worth listening to anyway. So we do make people suffer. Hello, Hammer Taboo. Bonjour to you too. I knew that when David Bowie was going on with his spiders from David Bowie, as a character, wasn't he? The Man from Mars. That's a bizarre film, that was. And half the time he's got no clothes on. Oh dear. God rest his soul. If you're a religious man, which I'm not really, to be honest, but you know. I think that might be... is it holding its shape now or not? Nearly. Oh, it's definitely better. I think that's closer. Let's have a look. That's 155 millimeters, if you remember. And now it's 147. Yeah. So a bit more, I think. So we can gain a little bit more room on that. Oh, God, it's hot. So hot. It is good value, isn't it? Oh, they're about €200 now, are they? Crikey. For little Henrys. Yeah, I don't know. We did consider buying. I remember when they were about 150. But my father-in-law, he worked for Who Cranes in Agle, who used to do repairs and stuff on these things. He said the motors aren't as good as they used to be. I think they're basically the same thing, aren't they? They've got to be fairly similar. Crikey, let's get that clamp on there again. Yeah, I've been enjoying doing old drawing, I have to admit. And what started all off was because I've been doing, like t-shirts and stuff like that. Not just political ones, but wildlife and all sorts of stuff. And doing designs for them. The best having obviously original designs if you can. And they've been doing quite well, you know. We've been selling a few, not many, but we've been selling a few. We found that Etsy's greedy as hell, mind. Because how it works is we use, well, there's a couple of company view. One's Teespring, the other one's Printful. That's called print on demand. So the idea is that we create the artwork, we upload it to Printful, and then we can put that in our websites or on Etsy and so it integrates automatically. So it's quite clever. But Etsy is so greedy. So we're trying to build a website up now. So we've got we've got a couple of websites on WooCommerce systems, so using WordPress, and they seem to be working quite alright. It seems. We'll see. We'll just keep building them and see what happens. If you don't put the effort in, you're not going to get any return, are you? So that's the point. I think that is definitely a better shape. So before I put it on there, I want to make sure it's cold. That it cools down. So I'm going to put the clamp on that again. I'm going to leave that to cool and get this heat out of my face. So it's blooming warm. So I'll put the clamp on there. Leave that to cool while it's clamped up so I don't end up turn it down a bit. That's cold. That's good. That's good. That's good. The price of them in there is more like €200. Yeah, if they do last that long, yeah, it is yeah. Yeah, obviously they're well worth the money. I still think they're good because the design of the Henry Hoover by Pneumatic is very simple. You know, it's just, and the filtration on them is good as well. And you can use them without a bag if you want. Caroline uses it with a bag generally, but the hypoallergenic ones are very good. The bags are, and they're not very expensive either. So you have this pre-filter thing on top here, which has a large surface area, which is good. Just an iron. These are you just wash these under a tap if you want. Put these in the air oil, and then obviously get the bag, the hypoallergenic bags, such as this one here. But I've got this is a little trick for you. If you don't want to keep I'm looking at the phones over there. If you don't want to keep change in your bags, you want your bags to last a bit long and not just chuck it with the dust in it. Especially if you're doing shop work, or you know, we've got dogs and that. So you imagine the amount of bags that we get for having 3 dogs, dog hair. We empty them, and I just run the airline through them, or we just leave them out in the wind, and they sort themselves out. This is one here. And we use them again and again and again. It gets to the point where the filter, obviously the filter needs to be changed because the filtration ability on them is just, well, it's knackered. Now this is a HEPA flow bag by Pneumatic, sorry. This way up, okay. But you see that? This is a piece of plastic waste pipe. 2 pieces of plastic waste pipe. Right, so you cut the corner off your bag. Not the whole thing, just the corner. Because then you can roll it around the tube. And literally what you do is, you have a piece of waste pipe, like so. Another piece of waste pipe, which you cut a piece out. And this piece will slide over top of that piece. It creates like a clamp. Now this is a trick we used to do a lot when you used to, if you worked on site and you want to use bags because the filtration of the bags work really well. But you just constantly get through bags, and bags were expensive at the time, the ones we were using. So you just do that. So basically, cut the corner of your bag off like this one. This one needs replacing. It's in hell of a state. You wrap that around your bag. You wrap the bag around your tube like so. Right? Don't try and do the whole width because you'll never get it inside the Hoover. So obviously you've got to make sure your bit of tube will go inside the vacuum cleaner. And then you just put those. Basically, it's a clamp. Very simple clamp. And it seals the bit you just cut off. That allows you to easily empty the bag. I know you can empty it through there if you want. Talk a dog here, look at that. See our problem? There's a bit of, definitely see a bit of Sebastian in there, and maybe a bit of Pandora's grey hair. Can't see any Wally here, because Wally's are perfect. See, there you go. So that's what we do regarding our Hoover bags. Because we're tight asses. I'll tell you what. That should have been a Conservative Party MP announcement. Next, what we'll be doing next, we'll be ironing this year's Christmas wrapping paper for next year. And then we'll get to 30p minutes. No? I had to get that in there, I do apologise. So yeah. That just goes in there like that, you see. So that works. It works! Do you want to save some Hoover bags? That's one way to do it. I need to send it over to a Tory, let them see if they can have a go. I'll put it on Twitter or something. Da, 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 da. Oh, come back, come back. The chat has disappeared. Come back, chat. What have I done? Da, 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 da. I can't find my chat now. It's different. That live chat. There you go. We're back. Just saying, all that dust fly around is making my ass worse. I'm also asthmatic, by the way. Does it cool down now? Yeah, it's cool down now. Hopefully, well, it's definitely changed its shape. Hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, I'll have to try again. Or get new, or just buy a handle. So it's definitely, yeah, I should do it. Should do it. So I've got to get one side in there like so, in that hole, and then I've got to try and, without causing damage, get the other side in the other hole, and hopefully that'll do the job. Oh my god, it's definitely better. It's not going down very well though. That's all right. That's good. That's good. That's what. See? The test will be, well, the proof will be in the pudding. Because the hole on the side here, actually on top of the hoover, has actually gone a bit manky. It's got a funny oval shape. It's old. It's old. I'll put some brass bushes in, shall I? Or bits of old copper pipe, 8mm or 10mm copper pipe for them to sit into. And melt the plastic into that. That'll work. So anyway, that's our Henry Hoover. And really, this is. I'm going to stick my air filter on. Yeah. Got a couple of air filters up there. You might see there's one above your head. You probably can't see them. We've got one over there. There's the extra one in the distance there. So I'll put them on. Take some dust out of the air because I'm going to blow this out. I should maybe wear the mask, but then I can't talk. On your asthma. Blow the dust away. Go away, dust. And put that back on top of that. This is when a lot of dust is going to come out. It's when I turn this upside down and blow in there. Well, it's not too bad. Well, it wasn't that long ago I did that, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I'm not recommending that anyone does this. No. I'm just saying you can. Oh, there you go again. Hit your head button and flip the microphone. Back up there. Go. Up. I hope it sounds okay. So that's on there, okay. And that's on there. That seems to be kind of working. Let's see. If Caroline drops it down the stairs again and see what happens. Poor old Henry. Let's plug it back in again. Let's turn it off. Double check before I return it to the missus as a working Hoover. I might be good. I might actually test it first. Make sure I don't kill the wife. I don't, make sure nothing blows up on us. And set the house alight. Right, so turn on again to see, make sure everything's okay. There they are. It's working. The new hosing on there. The whistles, that tells you something in there. Nothing. Well, the pipe got crushed to that place. Okay, what's this? I have the stops in the old Henry, you know. Oh, no, look at that. Right. Appears to be okay. The handle appears to be. There you go, you can fix them, I think. They're simple things, really, the old Henrys. That has got to be said. So, I think that's it now. Yeah. What should I do now? I might go and have some dinner actually. I haven't eaten today. Just some soup will do. I've got my coffee, and I've got to clean this mess up. And I might use my neti bottle and clean my nasal passage out. That'd be a good idea. Yeah, might do that live one day. Disgusting. You know what a neti bottle is? It's like a water thing. You put your fluid in the water. There's got a pipe come off it. You shove it up your nostril. You press a button on the top to release the pressure. And what happens is the weight of water goes up through and past your sinus and out the other nostril. Good, isn't it? Yeah. But if you woodwork, that's a really good idea because what happens is you've got all this dust sitting on your sinus. Which isn't a good idea. Well, some of the stuff's carcinogenic, and besides what I've been doing there, God knows what. Apart from the dog hair, what else is in that dust? Dust isn't just it's dust. But what is dust? It's going to be things like dried feces from insects, probably dried feces that you brought in on your feet where the dogs have pooped in the garden and you stood in it without realising. It's going to be humans' dead skin cells, not just your own. But people who visit, people that you might not like. Yeah, you want their dead skin cells sitting up on your sinus. So get yourself a neti bottle. Yeah. It's gross. It makes your eyes water, I tell you. Anyway, that's it for my live stream of my Henry Hoover. And I will go live again soon. I'm going to keep going live on this channel because that's kind of, well, I'm in here. If I'm in here and I've got to make something, do something, I might as well do it live, mightn't I? You know? Takes twice as long. But it's, yeah, why the hell not? Anyway, thank you for watching, and, come back here, come back, I'm losing it, come back. So I hope everybody is well and having a happy new year. I am uploading video on the other channel, which I'll probably put on about 6 o'clock-ish, I think. I don't know where the other channel, what direction it's going to be taken, I ain't got a clue, apart from my live shows on there. I have got a fairly good idea what to do with that. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well then I'll have to try something else. There you go. Anyway, it's time for me to go. So I say to tell you now. Oh, lunch call, same here. My tummy's rumbling. So thanks all. And ta-ta. There you go, ta-ta. See the tiny little screen now, because at least it's sharp. That's got the other one that's bigger, but that was like, you know. Yeah, I'm not going back to the 80s, you know, not even the 80s. I was like 240p or something stupid. That was terrible. Stop stream, end of the broadcast. Well, time to go. So thank you very much for watching, and we will do a live maybe again tomorrow. Ta-ta.